With its magnificent mountains, beautiful jagged coastline and an endless supply of adventure, this island has it all. Come with us as we continue to explore the unforgettable Isle of Skye. In this video, we hike a very windy Quiraing, find hidden waterfalls all to ourselves, sip whiskey in a fantastic distillery and soak up the most amazing sunset we've ever seen. We really hope you enjoy this video. If you do, why not hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our upcoming adventures.
In the last video, we walked in the footsteps of dinosaurs, visited the fairies in their glen and hiked over a sleeping giant. And today, we're starting off with another iconic hiking route, the Quiraing.
Good morning.
Good morning.
From a windy Isle of Skye.
It is extremely windy and we have chosen today to hike the Quiraing.
Yeah. Being so windy, I think the weather might clear fairly quickly. There's a little bit of cloud over it right now, but we're hoping that'll clear. We're about to get booted up and head off. Disclaimer, if the weather beats us, we're not going to push on to try and finish it.
But we've got all the gear, we're ready to go.
All the gear, no idea.
Let's do it.
Probably way overboard, but the wind is pretty chilly. There's a pretty decent sized pay and display car park at the start of the hiking route, and while you can't take camper vans or motorhomes into the car park itself, we did see some parked in bays along the side of the road. At the time we visited, there was also a snack van selling tea, coffee, burgers and bacon baps. However, there are no loos. We've set out, we're actually in a little sheltered part now, which is quite nice. We just saw a guy, in his 60s, running,
literally running the path. And I'm like,
wow.
Kudos to you because...
We're not going to complain anymore.
We're not going to complain anymore.
This hike is considered a must-do. And it's easy to see why, as it passes through some of the most spectacular landscapes in Scotland. It was formed 175 million years ago as the result of a massive landslip. It's around 6 kilometres and takes about 2 hours, but it can be reasonably challenging in places. We recommend also starting early before it gets too busy. That's the way to do it.
Is it? Okay, good. I'll try that.
Forward commit.
Right, okay.
Oh yeah.
Some wind assist going up that hill.
Yeah, a little. We've been going about 57 minutes and obviously stopping lots to take photos because every second step there's an amazing view. But we are here on the map, so we're not quite halfway. I would say we're maybe 25%.
And it is very windy.
Very windy, so hopefully you can hear me. 25% of the way, but it's just gorgeous. Very, very, very windy.
We were just commenting that it feels like we're in Lord of the Rings, trekking the misty mountains, looking for the entrance to the mines of Moria.
Literally, the only difference is that we don't have the assistance of a dwarf, an elf, a man-king,
A
wizard, and a couple of little hobbits. It's just us.
But I am about ready for second breakfast.
Ooh, second breakfast. What's for second breakfast? Lammer spread.
Lamber spread.
We're on the return leg now, but actually we've decided not to do the circuit. We've gone to the furthest extent of the circuit, but it is very, very windy.
Extremely windy and really gusty, like unpredictable gusts of wind.
Yeah, really strong gusts every now and then, and we don't know the path, so we're not going to risk it. We're going to head back this way, and probably the more scenic route as well. To add a little variety to the walk back, we're doing a little loop called the Prison Loop around this rock called the Prison. We'll switch to the GoPro. Apologies for the wind, but this is a bit easier to hold while we walk. The views are still gorgeous. Okay.
Like a normal person.
Ta-da!
Extremely windy out there.
But we are back, we made it. As you know, we didn't do the entire loop, and we are fighting the regret.
It's difficult, I'm a completer finisher, so...
But we know it's the right thing to do. And actually you still get stunning views on the way out and the way back. But right now, I think the wind has picked up and the cloud has really come down on the hill, hasn't it?
Yeah, it definitely has. I think we made the right choice.
We did. But we definitely recommend putting this #1 on your list if you come to Skye, because it's stunning. A beautiful
Absolutely
walk.
Beautiful.
And for the main part, pretty easy on the go on the foot as well. Really easy to do.
Yeah, there isn't that much uphill. There's a couple of bits where you might have to scramble up like a scree bank, but otherwise it's pretty easy going. Obviously we can't speak for what the other side of the path is like
because we didn't get there.
We didn't get there.
Never mind.
But one day.
We did it though.
So much to remember. Yeah. Overlooked but Instagrammable spots.
No, one of the most Instagrammable but overlooked. We're rolling, we're rolling.
Overlooked but Instagrammable?
No, Instagrammable, but people overlook it.
Okay.
Instagrammable,
overlooked. Right, this is the last time. If I don't get this, you have to do it.
Final take.
Okay. Instagrammable but overlooked. Okay.
Don't forget the mountain. Pull yourself together. You'll never make BBC Nature at this rate.
Never. You started talking over me now. Mountain looming over us in the background.
Go.
Instagrammable, overlooked, big mountain, enchanted waters. Done. Next up on our tour of the beautiful Isle of Skye, we have come to one of the most Instagrammable but overlooked spots on the island, the old bridge of Sligachan. This was built between 1810 and 1818, and apparently the waters that flow underneath it are enchanted, and it is one of the most stunning spots that we've seen, with this enormous mountain looming over us in the background.
Now, whenever people come to Skye, one of the top things on the list is the fairy pools. We haven't managed to go today, A, because the weather's a bit rough, and B, because I think we just left it too late and it would have been really busy. However, just a short walk up from the Sligachan Bridge, there are some waterfalls. We're on the hunt for them now, and we can hear them and just about see them there, but we're looking for somewhere where they may be more accessible. We're getting closer. We can see some, but they're just not accessible. It's a very steep cliff. So we're going to carry on walking because the map says there may be more up here. Wow, awesome, and we have it all to ourselves. There is not a single person here. It's a little bit boggy getting in, but this is perfect, well worth it.
My boots got a little bit muddy.
Well, we didn't make it to the fairy pools, but we have made it here. And you know what? I think this is a hidden gem. We're here on our own, there's not another soul to be seen. It's a really secluded spot. The weather's not great today, but this is magical.
Didn't bring any swimming gear with us, and I'm not quite brave enough to go completely naked, so I've had a little bit of a paddle. The water is ice cold, but it is so refreshing and beautiful, and as we said, we're the only ones here, so if you come, definitely bring your swimming gear and go for a plunge.
You know how your mum always told you not to speak to strangers? Well, actually we've spoken to lots of people on this trip, and they've all been super friendly. We chatted to this one guy yesterday when we were on the Old Man of Storr. And it's him that we owe this to because he told us about this place, and without that we would have gone to see Sligachan Bridge and then probably just moved on without knowing that these waterfalls were here. So thank you very much, stranger.
We have been incredibly lucky with the weather in our time in the Outer Hebrides. Today it is raining and the weather is absolutely miserable, but luckily we have planned an indoor activity today and we're off to have a tour of a whiskey distillery.
Around 1689, that was the last point for it. Alright? So it was dumped after that and no one touched it again. Right or wrong way to drink it, you just enjoy it. I recommend though, when you first get it, when you're smelling it, you keep your mouth open a little bit. Alright? It'll help circulate the flavours a wee bit more.
It's a really light colour, isn't it?
Yeah, it's still kind of very pale. It's a very pale looking whiskey for now. And a guy had emailed saying I want 100 bottles, and I assumed he was having a laugh, so I replied like, "Oh, me as well, mate." No. he was dead serious. I was like, "Oh." When I laughed, I saw it the other day, one of the whiskey auction sites it was the second ever bottle of Torrabaig, and it was signed by the distillers, and it went for 15 grand.
Well, of course, you cannot come to anywhere in Scotland without visiting our whiskey distillery, and we've just had a great tour of the Torrabaig Distillery. It's relatively new, they've only been releasing bottles since 2017. We had a fantastic tour. You must book in advance because it's very small groups and it's very popular. But it was a really nice intimate tour. The guide was really knowledgeable. You got to see all of the workings and have it explained really well. And best of all, we've got a wee dram at the end. We're smack bang in the middle of golden hour. The light is stunning.
Oh, the sun is beautiful.
The clearest sky we've had so far, isn't it?
Yep.
And we're on the hunt for Niest Point Lighthouse.
And the perfect location to watch the sunset
Yeah.
on the Isle of Skye.
We seriously have not had a sky this clear the whole time we've been here. It's absolutely perfect. And in the distance we can see the other islands. I think it's probably the Uists. We can see, we'll show you that in a minute. What a stunning location.
This rocky outcrop, and we're just about to climb all the way to the top to get a view of the whole of the Outer Hebrides. I think it's going to be beautiful, and this is also one of the top spots on Skye to look for whales, porpoises, dolphins and seals. Let's go. We have reached the top and we have been rewarded with a glorious view.
Absolutely spectacular. I have never ever in my entire life found a more beautiful spot for a more beautiful sunset. Stunning sunset. It's unbelievable. You can see more than 180 degrees around. You can see the Western Isles silhouetted in the background. It was just perfect. And with that, the sun has set on our entire Scottish road trip to the Outer Hebrides and the Isle of Skye. These amazing islands captured our hearts with their raw and rugged beauty and absolutely lived up to our expectations and more. Leave us a comment below to let us know your favourite of the islands that we visited. If you haven't yet seen all of the videos in this series, check out the playlist linked below, and if you're not already, please subscribe so you can come with us on all of our future adventures. Thanks so much for watching.